You're listening to Where You Live with Gene and Tony.
Welcome back to Where You Live with Gene and Tony. We are covering a lot of topics today, but it is now time for the MHA Minute.
That's right. It's brought to you by Pest Control Services. When you need an exterminator, you want someone reliable, punctual, and effective. Give Greg Keener a call at Pest Control Services, 952-894-9748. That's Pest Control Services, proud member of Angie's List and the Minnesota Multi-Housing Association, 952-894-9748. And Pest Control Services is the sponsor of this MHA Minute. This week at the Multi-Housing Association, the Investors Club is holding Independence Day. That's Tuesday evening, May 17th, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Roseville Skating Center. It's an industry fair and convention for owners of 1 to 50 units of rental property. There'll be seminars, discussions, a vendor show, a property swap, networking, prizes. They have great drawings and raffles. All the vendors give away prizes. And the seminars are these, 3 different seminars: partnerships using other people's money, partnerships between 2 rental property owners, and analyzing a property purchase. The cost is $25 at the door, $10 if you pay before noon on Tuesday and register. Call Allison at 952-548-2215. She's at the Multi-Housing Association. She'll get you signed up.
So this is really a great event.
It's fantastic.
If people have been kind of on the fence, not knowing whether or not to join MHA, this would be a great first event to go to.
It absolutely is. And what's great for small owners especially is you will meet vendors and suppliers here that want to work with you. One of the number one obstacles for small owners is finding contractors that want to work with properties of that size. One unit, 2 units, up to 4 units. The vendors at Independence Day want your business.
Yeah. Good information. Well, if you're just joining us today, we're, of course, broadcasting live from the Concierge Landscape Studios. We're brought to you this hour by Extreme Exteriors. And the next topic comes out of Maryland, and this is the legislature there wants to pass a measure authorizing condominiums to require unit owners to have insurance. And this says the Maryland General Assembly passed House Bill 679, which permits condominiums to adopt a requirement that unit owners maintain insurance on their units. It says that the condominium bylaws may include a provision requiring that all unit owners maintain insurance on their units. What's significant about this is that the law also provides that such an amendment or change would only require the affirmative vote of only 51% of the unit owner votes, and this is an express exception to the requirement contained in Section 11104, which mandates that the amendments to a condominium's declaration or bylaws have the support of at least 2/3 of the unit owner votes.
This is a mixed bag for me. This bill. I actually think it's a great idea that a homeowners association may require its members to have insurance, an HO6 policy. It's always confused me why mortgagees who finance condominium purchases and townhome purchases do not require the owners to have an HO6 policy, which is basically the policy that covers their possessions and the inside of their unit or whatever they're responsible for.
There is this thought out there. Someone will say, but it's my home, and if I don't want insurance, why should I
But
be
mortgage
required?
companies make single-family homeowners carry insurance.
Well, that's the very good point, and the one I wanted to make here as well is that if you are living alone by yourself, and you were not responsible to anybody else, you can do what you want. The only time that home insurance is required is because you have borrowed hundreds of thousands of dollars from a mortgage company, from a bank, and they said, hey, as long as we're connected with you and until you've paid us in full, if you're joined with us now, you're going to have to do this.
You're going to have this insurance. And why don't they do that with condos?
And
townhomes?
the same thing should be the case with condominiums.
Is it just
too.
a blind spot they have?
I think it is.
Mortgage companies?
I think it's because people get misunderstand the concept of the master insurance policy. And I think most people think, well, if the association carries a master policy, that's all that is necessary.
Yeah, that's a big misunderstanding, because that master policy does not cover the owner's personal property, nor usually from the sheetrock in. Cabinetry, plumbing, fixtures, carpeting, drapes. That's usually up to the owner to cover.
Betterments and improvements. So
Any
if they
that's
improved
right.
the floor
That's right.
from vinyl to now a wood pergo
Hardwood,
floor.
Yep.
Another aspect is that the master insurance policy will usually carry with it a very large deductible.
Yeah, we're seeing $5,000, $10,000 deductibles on the master property. And
very
liability.
common. And so if you're not getting the first $5,000 to $10,000 of any restoration work covered, it needs to be picked up somewhere, and so that's where the HO6 policy comes in.
That's right, because lots of associations will assign that to the homeowners whose units were involved. Minnesota does not require HO6 policies, and the mortgage companies don't require HO6 policies in Minnesota, and I think they should.
Yeah, and you know what is misleading here is that it says that Maryland passes measure authorizing condominiums to require unit insurance, but I don't know if that's exactly what it said, because it says that the Condominium Act will provide that condominium bylaws may include a provision requiring all unit owners to have insurance.
To me, that's not a bad thing, because it's leaving it up to the individual homeowners association as to whether they want to make this requirement for insurance or not. And I always think any power and strength you leave with the homeowners association is a good thing. They can make up their own mind.
I agree with you 100% that the way it is presented is fine. How in terms of what they're offering, but what it is that this article states it's about is not what it's about. There is nothing. There is no requirement. A requirement to me would be different. And there's a big difference in when you take a look at legislation between two words. And this makes a huge difference, and those are the words may or shall. When the word may is used, then there's the option.
It's optional.
That is a suggestion.
Or it's giving you permission.
Yeah, permission.
If you choose to do so.
But when someone says you shall, then that's saying it has to be done.
Yeah.
So I don't know that the state legislature here really came down with their firm foot here and said, this is the way it's going to be. I think if you want to, that's...
You can just, if you want to. The other thing that's odd is that they changed the requirements for a majority vote on this. It says that it sounds like a state statute mandates amendments to the declaration have at least 2/3 of the unit owner votes.
That's common, yeah.
That's what their statute says generally. But in this case, they're only requiring 51%.
I know, and that
it's just confusing.
Yes, it is. Well, hey, folks, what's not confusing is we've got a whole nother hour of where to go, where to go, where to live. Just next. Where to go is the next hour to where to live with Gene and Tony. Don't go away. We've got the next topic. We're going to be talking about what our state in Minnesota requires concerning reserve funds. We'll be back after these messages.
To be